The story is about an uncertified pilot who circumstantially sinks with a Titan called BT-7274. The campaign in Titanfall 2 sets a new standard for FPS campaigns, with stunning visuals, environment design, and varied gameplay mechanics that are incorporated throughout the campaign missions. Although pilot traversal keeps the game entertaining, the campaign does fall victim on certain missions to wave after wave of pilots and/or Titans. My critique here isn't on variation of enemies, but the repetition of monotonous gameplay of shoot, kill, next wave, and so forth. Another shortfall of the campaign is the generic plot. BT and Cooper come together under situational circumstances. Although Cooper the underdog is not a certified pilot, the relationship between Cooper and BT grows as they become a more proficient team. Eventually Cooper would do anything for BT, and BT would do the same. Emotional sentiment is contrived the only way video game writers know how. I understand that this is a general statement, but I've seen it applied to too many other games not to make the correlation. However, the variation in the gameplay mechanics is where the campaign shines. Throughout the missions you alternate between BT and Cooper, and as stated earlier, the pilot traversal and the way that they are incorporated throughout the environments are where the campaign shines. Two mechanics that stand out for me in my playthrough are the phase shifting ability through two different time periods and a gun mechanic called the arc tool that alters the environment so that the pilot can traverse it. These are not new, unique mechanics, but the way they are incorporated in the game is a credit to Respawn developers. There's roughly 7 hours of campaign content, which may be a little short in comparison to other campaigns, but this campaign is something I feel I haven't experienced before, and is of a quality that I think should be a new FPS standard, as far as presentation and gameplay mechanics are concerned. A unique feature worth mentioning is that the Gauntlet was made available after 40% of the game was downloaded. This foresight from Respawn developers tells me that innovation was done with the gamer in mind. It's hard not to make a comparison from the original Titanfall maps to the new ones presented in Titanfall 2, but in one word, the maps of Titanfall 2 are lacking. Most of the maps conform to a 3-lane model that in and of itself is not a detriment to gameplay. However, in my own personal preference, most of the maps aren't aesthetically pleasing as they were in Titanfall 1. I loved maps like War Games, Swampland, Haven, Lagoon, and Airbase to name a few. The reason I like these maps is variation in pilot traversal, and the environments were bright and vivid, like a vacation you could fight in. Titanfall 2 maps seem inspired by movies like Elysium and District 9. The right setting for the lore of the game, however not as fun as the original. Glitch is a step in the right direction, and maps like Stack, which are specifically designed for live fire, would be nice if the pilot vs. pilot mode was allowed to have it in rotation. These gripes are small and relate to my own personal preference. The maps of Titanfall 2 do not take away from the fun factor of the game. The creme de la creme of Titanfall 2 is the mechanics, and this immensely elite lends itself to the fun factor of the game. For the pilots, the various tactical abilities. Each requires experience for mastery, however proficiency in how best to use them separates the amateurs from the experts. The grapple is a great ability for traversal, and can be used offensively as well as a means of evasion. The phase shift is also worth mentioning, because I don't think I've seen the mechanic in another FPS. This ability basically allows you to become a ghost for a few seconds, before phasing back into reality. Though, in my experience, a good player can immediately tell where you are, based on the particle effect that happens before and after the phase shift. This time around, the Titans have been divided into class-specific characters. Initially I was against this. I had the ability to fully customize my Titan loadout, with any chassis that I wanted, with any gun and ability that I wanted. How can a lack of choice be a good thing? What you lose in customization, you gain in unique Titan abilities, which in a way helps define a specific Titan from another. It also creates a skill gap in utilization with each of the Titans. When I want to perform well, I'll use the Ronin, Northstar, or the Ion. When I'm trying to cultivate skill, I'll use the Tone, Legion, or Scorch. Each of the Titan's ordnance, tactical, defense, and core abilities enhance the uniqueness and finesse of each Titan. And there's no better feeling than executing another Titan. However, the ability to choose which execution to use via button input would be a nice addition just before an execution. The battery mechanic is a poor addition in my opinion. The balance between a pilot and a Titan engagement is no longer balanced. Unless a pilot is using an anti-Titan weapon, they have no hope of effectively taking down a Titan. Even if a Titan's battery is removed, it requires many grenades to take one down. I know the institution of the battery mechanic was probably to foster cooperation amongst teammates, but it is not a balanced mechanic in a one-on-one fight. With the update of A Colony Reborn, matchmaking was drastically improved from its original conception. You had your various gameplay modes, but you were restricted to the ones that were populated, namely attrition. With the update, you can now select the modes you want to play, and the matchmaking algorithm will place you in one of the modes you selected. Respawn's efforts are commendable, however I feel they could do better. When playing Modern Warfare 2, I encountered a modder that aggregates all the players, and it's just game after game with the same group of players. No matchmaking countdown, just the meat and potatoes. Also, Battlefield 4 allows you to select a certain server with the game mode you want to play and displays how many people are on that server, as well as what your connection would be like. Can you imagine game after game of Last Titan Standing like that? Oh, that'd be sweet. It's nice that you can invite players on your network to your desired mode, but unless you're playing a preferred mode, your call will go unanswered. The matchmaking is much better than what was originally there, but there is still room for improvement.
I needed to know all of your wishes and hopes, all of your niggas and foes. I should have been at the coast with you. I could have ridden a ghost with you. Listen, I go with you. You live in my soul, nigga. I need an excuse. I needed it so convenient. I see it as you. I see it that I'm not needed to be here. The truth is I'm on my knees and I'm begging, pleading for freedom in you. And now I'm just stuck in between. It's Eden and east of it. Who?
I highly wish to give an unbiased review of Titanfall 2, but as a fan of the franchise, I think I completely failed on that aspect. I have nothing but praise and admiration for the franchise, and I really did want to judge Titanfall 2 on its own merits, without comparing it to the original, but I just couldn't help myself. Everything that was a problem in Titanfall has been addressed in Titanfall 2. You wanted a real campaign? Here you go. Not enough progression to keep you interested? We'll have all the progression in the world. Good luck grinding out all those camos. Don't like DLC? Well, how about a free DLC model and update system? Here's a development team that totally catered to the gamer, and if my review seemed overly critical, it's because it's my intention with developers who care this much. Maybe my voice will be heard, and this great game may evolve into a magnificent one. Titanfall 2 is the funnest FPS I've played since Titanfall 1, and if you missed the first one, come on in, it won't matter. I highly recommend Titanfall 2. Cheers.